Buddy, the loyal golden retriever, wouldn't stop barking at the entrance of an eerie cave, urging his owner, Michael, to follow. When Michael finally stepped inside, he had no idea that what lay within would change his life forever. How will this incredible journey come to an end? What happens next is truly heart-wrenching. But first, make sure you're subscribed to the channel to catch more inspiring stories like this one. Michael and Buddy set out on their usual morning walk through the forest. The air is cool and the light filters softly through the canopy of trees, casting dappled shadows on the forest floor. Michael breathes in deeply, savoring the earthy scent of pine and damp leaves. Buddy, his loyal golden retriever, trots along beside him, occasionally darting into the underbrush, sniffing around with his usual curiosity. But today, something is different. Buddy suddenly stops, his body tensing as his ears perk up. He stares into the depths of the forest, his gaze sharp and focused. "Buddy?" "What is it, boy?" Michael asks, his voice breaking the morning silence. Buddy barks, a low, insistent sound, then bolts ahead, leaving Michael no choice but to follow. Buddy leads Michael deeper into the woods, far off their usual path. Michael stumbles over roots and low-hanging branches, trying to keep up with Buddy's determined pace. Finally, they reach a rocky hillside where, half hidden behind vines and moss, a small, dark cave entrance looms. Buddy stands at the entrance, barking insistently and glancing back at Michael, urging him to follow. Michael stops, his gaze fixed on the dark opening, feeling an unexpected chill despite the morning warmth. The cave is shadowy, foreboding, and something about it makes him uneasy. "What's gotten into you, Buddy?" Michael murmurs, but Buddy's barks only grow louder. Michael sighs, pulling out his phone to use as a flashlight, steeling himself to step inside. Michael hesitates at the mouth of the cave, shining his phone's flashlight into the darkness. The beam cuts through the shadows, revealing jagged stone walls lined with moss. The air inside is damp and cold, sending a shiver down his spine. He considers turning back, but Buddy's unwavering bark gives him courage. "All right, boy, let's see what's got you so worked up," he mutters, stepping into the cave with Buddy by his side. His footsteps echo softly as they venture deeper, the dim light casting eerie shadows on the walls. Michael tries to stay calm, but there's a strange energy in the air, as if the darkness itself is alive, whispering secrets from ages past. As they move further in, the narrow beam of Michael's flashlight catches something unusual on the wall. Ancient paintings, faded but still discernible. The figures depict strange, half-human, half-beast creatures in tribal poses, arranged as if watching over the cave. One figure in particular stands out, a figure that resembles Buddy with the same loyal gaze. Michael's breath catches. What could these paintings mean? They seem like remnants of a time long past, and the sight of them fills him with both awe and unease. Buddy looks up at him, as if sensing his wonder, his tail wagging slightly in encouragement. "Who would have thought, boy?" Michael whispers, reaching out to touch the cold, damp stone. Just as Michael is lost in the mystery of the paintings, a faint, tremulous cry echoes from deeper within the cave. He freezes, straining his ears. The sound is soft but unmistakable, a child's cry. His heart races. Is someone there?" he calls out, his voice echoing back at him. Buddy's ears perk up and he whines, looking back at Michael as if urging him forward. Michael takes a deep breath, tightening his grip on the flashlight. "Let's go, Buddy. Someone needs our help." Guided by the child's soft cries and Buddy's unwavering determination, they move deeper into the cave, stepping into the unknown. Chapter 2: Rescue in the Darkness. The soft cries echoing through the cave pull the man and his loyal golden retriever deeper into the shadows. Every step feels heavier, the darkness seeming to press in closer as the chill intensifies. His flashlight beam wavers along the rough stone walls and his breath is tight with worry. The golden retriever trots beside him, steady and alert, guiding the way. "Hello, can you hear me?" he calls out, his voice bouncing off the rocky walls. A faint response comes back, a child's voice trembling and barely audible. "Help. Please." The man grips the flashlight tighter, quickening his pace. After a few more steps, he enters a larger chamber within the cave, and in the dim light, he spots a young girl huddled against the wall. Her face is streaked with tears and dirt, and she shrinks back as he and the golden retriever approach. The dog steps forward first, lowering itself to the ground, its gentle eyes and wagging tail offering reassurance. The girl's expression softens as she gazes at the dog. The man kneels down slowly. "It's okay. My name is Michael, and this is my friend here. We're here to help you." The girl wipes her cheeks, nodding hesitantly. I'm Lena," she whispers. "Are you hurt, Lena?" he asks, noticing her swollen ankle. She nods, wincing slightly as she adjusts her position. "I fell, and I couldn't get back up. I thought I'd be here forever." Michael reaches into his backpack, pulling out a bottle of water and handing it to her. Lena's small hands shake slightly as she accepts it, taking a sip. The golden retriever moves closer, resting its head on her knee, and Lena's lips curl into a faint smile as she pets the dog. "Thank you for finding me." Michael's gaze softens as he watches her and the dog. He realizes the journey out of the cave won't be easy, especially with her injured ankle, but a surge of determination fills him. "We're going to get you out of here, Lena," he promises gently. Lena gives a shaky nod, clearly relieved. Will he come too?" she asks, looking at the dog. Michael smiles. "Absolutely." He's leading the way. Carefully, Michael lifts Lena, positioning her so she's secure on his back. She rests her head on his shoulder, and he can feel the weight of her exhaustion. "Hold on tight," he says softly, reassuring her as he stands up. With the golden retriever walking ahead, they begin the careful trek back through the winding tunnels and rocky paths. The dog's steady presence and quiet confidence help guide them through the darkness, its instincts leading them around treacherous spots. Michael follows, his steps sure but cautious, ensuring Lena's comfort and safety with every movement. As they near the entrance, the distant sound of howling wind grows louder, echoing ominously. Michael feels his stomach tighten. The storm that had been gathering outside is now in full force. Rain pours in heavy sheets, pounding against the ground as thunder rumbles in the distance. He pauses just before the entrance, feeling the weight of the responsibility in his arms. Looking down at the golden retriever, who gazes up at him with steady eyes, he draws a deep breath. "Let's do this," he says, gathering his courage. Stepping out into the storm, Michael shields Lena from the rain as best he can. The dog stays close, its fur quickly soaked, but its focus remains unwavering. They press on, moving carefully through the fierce wind and blinding rain, each step slow and steady. Michael holds Lena tightly, bracing against the elements with every ounce of strength he has. Finally, they find temporary shelter beneath a large overhanging rock. Michael lowers Lena gently, allowing her to sit and catch her breath. The golden retriever curls up beside her, its wet fur pressing against her side, offering warmth and comfort. Michael feels a wave of relief as he watches Lena's small smile return, despite her fatigue. He knows that the journey is not over, but with his faithful companion by his side, he's ready for whatever challenges lie ahead. Chapter 3: The Ancient Cave Mystery. The cold, damp air of the cave weighs heavily as they continue to make their way through its depths. Shadows seem to press in from every side, and the narrow flashlight beam only adds to the sense of mystery and foreboding. Each step echoes off the walls, and the dim light reveals uneven stone floors and rock formations that resemble strange shapes in the darkness. The man moves carefully, with the young girl on his back, and the golden retriever close by leading the way with a quiet determination. As they turn a corner, the flashlight reveals a wide chamber ahead. Unlike the previous sections of the cave, this space feels grand and ancient, almost like a forgotten sanctuary hidden from the world. The beam catches something unexpected on the walls, rows of ancient paintings. They are intricate, painted in faded shades of red, brown, and yellow, and depict scenes that seem to tell stories from another era. He pauses, captivated by the images. The figures on the wall show people gathered around strange, half-human, half-beast creatures. Some are depicted with reverent expressions, hands raised toward these mysterious figures as if in worship. Others appear in protective stances as though guarding the sacred space. One particular image catches his attention. A creature with a familiar shape, resembling a large dog with a golden coat and a steady, watchful gaze, and he looks down at the golden retriever who stands beside him, staring intently at the wall. A shiver runs down his spine as he realizes the resemblance between the creature in the painting and the loyal companion by his side. It's as if this cave and its paintings are speaking to him directly, as if they've been waiting for him to find them. "Could this really be you?" he whispers, glancing at the golden retriever, who doesn't break its gaze from the painting, almost as if it understands the significance of this moment. He can't shake the feeling that he and his companion were meant to discover this place, that there's a purpose behind their presence here. The girl, still on his back, shifts slightly and looks at the paintings in awe. "What is this place?" she whispers. He doesn't have an answer, but the weight of the unknown fills him with a mixture of wonder and apprehension. After a moment, he gently pats the golden retriever's head and looks back at the girl. "We need to keep moving. We'll come back someday and try to understand it all." They leave the chamber, following the dog's lead through more narrow, twisting corridors. The air feels heavier again as they make their way through the dark, but the quiet strength of the golden retriever at their side gives him a strange sense of comfort. As they continue, the path becomes more challenging with steeper inclines and sharp turns. The journey is difficult, especially with the girl's weight on his back, but he pushes forward. Every so often, the golden retriever looks back, checking on them, its eyes filled with an almost human-like understanding. After what feels like an eternity, they finally catch a glimpse of faint light ahead. They're nearing the entrance once more. Relief floods through him, but it's mingled with a sense of awe and respect for the hidden world they've just discovered. They step out of the cave and into the dim light of the forest, where the storm has begun to subside. The air is fresh and cool, filled with the earthy scent of rain-soaked trees and soil. Setting the girl down gently, he feels the weight of exhaustion, but also a deep sense of fulfillment. The golden retriever stands beside them, its fur damp but its spirit unshaken. The girl looks up at him with a weary but grateful smile. "Thank you. Both of you," she says, her voice soft but filled with gratitude. He nods, his hand resting on the golden retriever's head. "We found you because he wouldn't give up," he replies, glancing at his loyal companion. The girl reaches out to pet the dog, her small hand resting gently on its golden fur. "You're my hero," she whispers to the dog, and the golden retriever wags its tail softly, as if understanding her words. As they sit together, catching their breath and taking in the calm after the storm, the man can't help but glance back at the cave. He knows he'll return one day, drawn by the mystery of the ancient paintings and the strange feeling that fate led him there. But for now, he's content, knowing they are all safe and together. Chapter 4: The Great Storm and the Price of Courage. As they step out of the cave, the full force of the storm hits them. The rain falls in thick sheets, turning the ground into a slippery mess of mud and wet leaves. Thunder rumbles overhead, and flashes of lightning momentarily light up the dark forest, casting eerie shadows. The man tightens his grip on the young girl who clings to his shoulder, her small frame shivering against the cold. Beside them, the golden retriever stays close, its ears flat and fur plastered to its body by the rain, but its gaze unwavering and alert. "Hold on, Lena," he says gently to the girl. She nods, her face pressed against his shoulder, seeking warmth and protection. With the golden retriever leading the way, they start moving down the treacherous path back toward safer ground, each step slow and careful. The wind howls through the trees, bending branches and sending leaves flying around them. The golden retriever moves cautiously, sniffing the air and glancing back frequently, making sure the man and the girl are following. The journey is difficult. The man's boots slip in the mud, and the weight of the girl in his arms strains his shoulders. Yet, the steady presence of his loyal companion gives him strength. As they navigate a narrow path bordered by steep drops on one side, the golden retriever suddenly stops, standing rigid with its nose to the ground. The man halts, sensing the dog's alertness. A large branch, loosened by the wind, crashes down onto the path ahead, missing them by mere seconds. He catches his breath, heart racing, realizing how close they came to disaster. He looks at the golden retriever, whose sharp instincts have once again kept them safe. "Good boy," he murmurs, his voice barely audible above the roar of the storm. The girl looks up, eyes wide with fear. "Are we going to be okay?" she asks in a small, trembling voice. "Yes," he replies firmly, mustering every ounce of calm he can manage. "We're almost there. Just stay close." The rain doesn't let up as they continue along the slippery path. The golden retriever presses forward, navigating the terrain with a quiet confidence, as if drawn by an instinct to protect and guide them. The man's hands are numb from the cold and his legs ache, but he pushes on, fueled by the desire to get the girl to safety. Finally, they spot a large tree with branches that provide some cover from the rain. The man sets the girl down beneath it, allowing them both a moment to rest. The golden retriever curls up beside her, offering her warmth. She reaches out, her small hand resting gently on the dog's wet fur, finding comfort in its steady presence. In the brief shelter of the tree, the man takes a deep breath, letting the cool, rain-soaked air fill his lungs. He looks at the golden retriever, who sits beside the girl, watching over her with a protective gaze. He realizes that this journey, though perilous, has revealed the depth of loyalty and bravery in his faithful companion. The storm rages on, but with each passing minute they draw closer to safety. Finally, they reach the edge of the forest, where the rain begins to lighten, and a faint glow of dawn breaks through the clouds. The man can see the path leading back to the main road. Relief floods him, knowing that they're almost out of the woods. As they step onto the main road, a car appears in the distance, headlights cutting through the fading darkness. The driver slows upon seeing them and rushes out to help, wrapping a warm blanket around the girl and offering the man and the dog much-needed shelter. He watches as the girl is carried safely into the vehicle, feeling a profound sense of accomplishment mixed with quiet gratitude for his loyal companion. The golden retriever stands beside him, both soaked and exhausted, but with an air of quiet pride. As they drive away from the storm-soaked forest, he gazes back at the path they've left behind, knowing that this journey has changed them all. The man, the girl, and the faithful golden retriever have faced the wild together, and their bond now feels unbreakable. He smiles down at his companion, a silent promise passing between them. Together they have braved the storm, and together they will face whatever comes next. Chapter 5. Lena's story. After being rescued from the storm, the man, the young girl, and the golden retriever are driven to the nearest town by a kind stranger who found them on the road. They arrive at a small clinic where medical staff quickly attend to the young girl's swollen ankle and provide warm blankets and drinks for everyone. Even the golden retriever receives grateful pats and a towel to dry off, much to the amusement of the staff. As the young girl settles into the clinic bed, she looks relieved but still shaken. Her wide eyes wander, her thoughts seemingly far away. The man, sitting nearby with his loyal dog resting at his feet, senses there's more behind her silence. He leans forward gently, his voice soft. "Do you want to tell me what happened? How did you end up in that cave?" The young girl hesitates, fingers nervously playing with the edge of the blanket. Finally, she takes a deep breath. "I was camping with my family. It was supposed to be fun," she says, her voice barely above a whisper. "I went for a little walk near our campsite. I didn't mean to go far, but then I saw something in the woods. It looked like an animal, but different. It was almost like it was calling me." She glances at the golden retriever, her gaze thoughtful. The man listens intently, a look of concern crossing his face. "What kind of animal did you see?" I don't know," she says slowly. "It was like a deer, but it had strange markings, and its eyes were so bright. I tried to follow it, but then I got lost. I was wandering when it started to rain, and I was scared, so I went into the cave to hide, but then I couldn't find my way back." The man nods, understanding now why she ended up so deep in the cave. "That must have been frightening, but you were very brave." She looks down, a faint smile appearing. "I tried to be," she murmurs. "But when it got dark, I thought no one would find me." At that moment, the golden retriever lifts its head, looking at her with gentle eyes, sensing her vulnerability. She reaches down, placing her hand on the dog's head. "But he found me," she whispers, her eyes shining with gratitude. "He didn't leave me." The man smiles, watching the quiet interaction. "Yes, he did. He's a special dog, isn't he?" The young girl nods, her gaze softening as she continues to stroke the dog's fur. "I think he's more than just a dog. When I saw the paintings in the cave, I felt like they were telling a story about him, like he was meant to find me." The man is taken aback by her words. He remembers the paintings too, their ancient figures blending human and animal forms, the sense of mystery enveloping the cave walls. He glances at the golden retriever, feeling a deeper connection, as if they share a secret that stretches back through time. "Well," he says carefully, "sometimes things happen that we can't explain. Maybe there was something special guiding you to each other." They sit in silence, each lost in thought. The storm has passed, leaving the clinic calm and quiet. The soft, rhythmic breathing of the golden retriever beside him brings peace, grounding them in the present. After a while, the young girl looks up, her eyes clear and determined. "When I'm older," she says, "I want to come back here. I want to see that cave again. And maybe I'll understand what it was trying to show me." The man nods, smiling. "I think that's a wonderful idea. And who knows, maybe he'll be waiting for you again," he says, motioning to the golden retriever, who lets out a gentle sigh as if content with the idea. In that quiet room, surrounded by warmth and the sense of safety, they each feel the weight of their journey, the fear, the courage, and the mysteries that remain unanswered. Yet they also feel a deep, unspoken bond that will last beyond their time together. As the man rises to leave, he gives her a gentle pat on the shoulder. "Take care, and remember, sometimes the most incredible stories are the ones that find us." With one last glance at the golden retriever, who stays by her side, the man heads toward the door, feeling both gratitude and a profound respect for the journey they've shared. The young girl watches him go, and as the door closes softly behind him, she clings to the memory of the strange, beautiful creature that led her to safety, knowing she will carry this story within her forever. Chapter 6: The Return. The following morning, the air is clear and crisp, washed clean by the previous day's storm. Sunlight filters through the trees, casting gentle beams across the clinic grounds. The young girl stands at the entrance, supported by crutches with a light wrap around her injured ankle. Beside her, the golden retriever sits calmly, his eyes watching her every movement with the same gentle protectiveness he'd shown throughout their journey. The man approaches, smiling as he takes in the sight of her looking stronger, a spark of determination in her eyes. "You look ready to take on the world again," he says with a grin. The girl laughs softly, a sound that seems to lift the morning air. "Thanks to both of you," she replies, glancing down at the dog. The golden retriever wags his tail, his gaze steady and warm, as if understanding every word. Her parents arrive shortly after, their faces a mixture of relief and gratitude. They rush to embrace her, their arms wrapping around her tightly as they thank the man and the golden retriever for bringing her home safely. The gratitude in their voices is heartfelt, and the man feels a swell of pride as he watches the young girl reunited with her family. As they prepare to leave, her parents express their thanks once again, shaking the man's hand firmly. "We owe you so much," her father says, his voice choked with emotion. "If there's ever anything you need, please don't hesitate to call." The man smiles, shaking his head humbly. "Just knowing she's safe is all I could ever ask for." The young girl gives the golden retriever one last hug, wrapping her arms around his neck, burying her face in his fur. "You're my hero," she whispers to him, her voice soft but full of sincerity. The golden retriever licks her cheek, his own way of saying goodbye, his tail wagging gently as if to reassure her. Before they leave, the girl turns to the man, her gaze resolute. "One day, I'll come back. I want to see that cave again, to understand the story it holds. And maybe I'll bring him with me," she adds, nodding toward the golden retriever. The man nods, a sense of pride and admiration filling him. "I think that's a wonderful idea, and who knows what you might discover when you do." As the family drives away, the man and his loyal companion stand side by side, watching until the car disappears down the road. A peaceful silence settles between them, broken only by the soft rustle of leaves in the morning breeze. The golden retriever looks up at the man, his gaze full of understanding, as if sharing the same thought. This wasn't just a rescue. It was a journey that connected them in ways they hadn't expected. They turn to leave, but the memory of the cave and its ancient paintings lingers in the man's mind. There was a mystery there, something he couldn't quite grasp, but felt deeply connected to. He knows he'll return someday, drawn by the secrets those walls held and the silent story they told. As they walk back down the path side by side, the man feels a profound sense of gratitude for his loyal companion. The golden retriever had guided him through danger, comforted him in uncertainty, and revealed the depths of his courage. Together, they have faced the unknown, and together, they have found a bond that feels timeless and unbreakable. In that quiet moment, as they walk away from the place that changed them both, he realizes that some stories aren't meant to be fully understood. They're meant to be lived, and sometimes it's the journey itself that holds the true meaning. Chapter 7. The Final Revelation. Several months have passed since the young girl's rescue, but the memory of that journey still lingers vividly in the man's mind. He often finds himself reflecting on the cave, the strange ancient paintings, and the sense of purpose he felt in that dark hidden place. His loyal golden retriever remains by his side, a constant reminder of the bond they forged through that extraordinary experience. One crisp autumn morning, the man decides to revisit the forest. With his golden retriever walking closely beside him, they follow the familiar path that winds through the trees, the sunlight filtering through the leaves in warm golden hues. It's a quiet journey, both of them moving in unspoken agreement, as if they know they're returning to uncover something important. When they reach the cave entrance, he feels the same inexplicable pull he'd felt months ago. This time, however, he enters with a sense of calm and curiosity rather than urgency. The golden retriever steps ahead, leading the way confidently, as if he too senses the importance of this visit. As they move deeper into the cave, the familiar paintings begin to appear on the walls, their faded colors illuminated by the flashlight. But this time, the man sees something he hadn't noticed before, a series of smaller, more intricate symbols that seem to connect each figure almost like a story told in fragments across the cave walls. He stops to study them, his heart beating faster as he begins to piece together the images. The golden retriever stands beside him, gazing at the wall as if he too understands the significance of these symbols. The man's eyes widen as he realizes that the paintings are more than mere decoration. They're a record, a story of guardianship passed down through generations. Each animal depicted on the walls shares a striking resemblance to his loyal companion, as if hinting at a lineage of protectors who have guided and guarded those in need. He feels a chill run down his spine as he contemplates the meaning. Was his golden retriever part of this ancient legacy? Had fate somehow connected them to this place, binding them to a purpose beyond his understanding? The thought is both humbling and awe-inspiring, filling him with a sense of wonder he can't quite put into words. He reaches out, tracing his fingers over the symbols, his mind racing with questions. In that quiet moment, he feels the weight of history pressing on him, as if the cave itself is whispering secrets long forgotten. He glances at his golden retriever, who gazes back with eyes that seem wise beyond their years. It's as if the dog is trying to communicate something, an unspoken message of loyalty, courage, and the timeless bond between man and animal. As they stand there, immersed in the silent mystery of the cave, he feels a deep sense of peace wash over him. Whatever the true meaning behind these paintings, he knows that their journey together wasn't a mere coincidence. They were meant to find each other, to protect and guide one another through life's darkest moments. He takes a final look at the cave walls, feeling a sense of closure and understanding. The ancient paintings, with their stories of guardianship, now feel like a part of him, a reminder of the loyalty and courage that his companion embodies every day. With a gentle pat on the golden retriever's head, he turns to leave the cave, his heart filled with gratitude for the adventure they shared. As they step out into the sunlight, he feels the world around him expand, the mysteries of the past mingling with the promise of the future. Walking side by side, they leave the cave behind, knowing that their bond is eternal, a connection that will endure beyond words and time. Time passes and life settles back into a quiet rhythm for the man and his golden retriever. The mysteries of the cave and the journey they shared have become cherished memories, but the impact of that adventure remains fresh in his mind. The journey through the darkness, the quiet courage of his loyal companion, and the bond they discovered all left a lasting impression. One chilly autumn afternoon, as they walk through the familiar woods near his home, the man finds himself reflecting on the lessons he's learned. His loyal golden retriever walks close by, his tail wagging softly as they meander along the forest path. The world feels larger and more vibrant, as if the mysteries they uncovered have infused everything with a sense of wonder. They reach a clearing where sunlight streams down in warm beams, illuminating the ground in golden patches. The man stops, gazing around at the beauty of the forest, feeling the peace that has come to him since their journey began. He kneels beside his golden retriever, gently resting a hand on his fur. "Thank you," he says quietly, "for being there, for guiding me, for everything." The golden retriever looks up at him, eyes full of trust and wisdom, as if understanding the depth of his gratitude. Their journey has been one of shared strength and loyalty, a reminder that some bonds transcend words, rooted instead in actions and quiet moments of companionship. As they sit together, the man realizes that the greatest gift his companion has given him is not only loyalty, but a new way of seeing the world. He has learned that courage often comes quietly, through steady presence and unwavering support, and that sometimes the most profound mysteries are found not in answers, but in shared experiences. The memory of the young girl and the cave paintings fills his mind, and he hopes that someday she will return to the cave as she promised. He imagines her walking through the same paths, perhaps bringing her own loyal friend by her side, uncovering the wisdom of the past and finding new meaning in its stories. As the day begins to fade, the man and his golden retriever rise, ready to return home. Together, they walk back through the forest, each step a reminder of the journey they have taken, of the challenges they have overcome, and of the friendship that has carried them through it all. The warmth of the sunlight filters through the trees as they make their way, their shadows stretching long and steady across the ground. In that quiet walk home, the man feels a profound peace, knowing that some stories like theirs are not meant to end. They live on in memories, in quiet moments, and in the silent promise of loyalty and love that spans across time. As they step out of the forest and into the familiar path leading back to his home, he glances down at his companion, who looks back with a steady, unwavering gaze. They share a final moment of understanding, a silent vow that whatever life may bring, they will face it together.